Welcome everybody. Gonna kick back, let a few more people try to join the show for a few minutes before we start talking about everything. Really big year for Amazon, and not in a good way. We're gonna talk about what you guys need to know about Amazon, and this is a PSA, public service announcement for all of you out there, so you can make a very good informed decision on your future and what kind of product you want to buy for yourself. Make sure you buy the right product that's going to do the job for you. And hopefully this information will find you in a good way so that it can help you figure out the best way for you to move forward with whatever you might be looking to do. Because all I know is I think there's going to be a lot of Amazon people that are going to be moving away from the platform because this is the year. This is the year that things change. First and foremost, Firesticks sucks. I don't understand why it's been so popular. Even, going back to the beginning, it was one of the first devices I think that's why it's popular. Is it was one of those first devices we were able to jailbreak, or if that's what you want to call it, or whatever you want to call it, by putting apps onto it so that we could watch a lot of cool stuff, underground apps, if you may, or whatever you might put on there. But until just recently, the Fire Stick only had a version that had 8 gig. Every single version of the Fire Stick was only 8 gigabytes. So I'm going to start there. Going way back to the very, very first Fire Stick. So they never updated the Fire Stick memory-wise. They just did some speed and performance improvements, gave you a little bit more memory on the video side of it so you could play, 4K content on some of the 4K Fire Sticks out there. But let's actually get to the root of what I'm really doing this video about, and that's the changes going on in 2024 about the Fire Stick. In 2024, there's big changes, and one of the first big changes people saw was that Prime Video became no longer adless. Amazon products had ads anyway, but now you're paying for Prime, you're also going to get ads with your Prime videos, whether you're watching a movie or whatever you're watching on Prime Video. So that's one of the first big changes Amazon did. If you don't know, Amazon's already rolling out new operating systems too, on things like the Echo Show and so on. And that new operating system will get rolled out to new Fire TV devices as well in the future. So the reason I'm telling you this is so you know what's coming. Start planning to get rid of your Fire devices, because the older ones that are running on Android will no longer be supported. They're no longer going to get updated. They probably will work for a limited amount of time before Amazon either pushes an update with their new operating system onto those devices, or Amazon just turns around and tells you you've got to buy a new device that they're no longer supporting it. If you don't believe that, well, it's happened in the past. Roku's done it. Tons of companies have done that. Basically told you your device is worthless now. You're not compatible. We're not rolling out app updates. We're not doing any of that type of thing. So let's get to the root of this particular new operating system that I'm wanting to talk about, that everybody really needs to know about, right? The future. Amazon has begun replacing Android with its own software. They're replacing Android with what's called Vega on its Fire TV devices and other products such as smart displays. So you're also going to get Android Fire TV TVs will no longer come with the Android version. What does this mean? There's no more side loading, people. There's no more loading third-party apps. There's no more of any of that. So if you want to do that kind of thing, you're going to need a different product. So you better think twice about buying a new Fire TV product right now, because the future doesn't look very bright for Amazon. Amazon's been doing a lot of things, moving its way into this direction. And people who think, oh no, they're not going to do that, they absolutely are. And I'm going to give you a good example of why I know they are. And I'll go into that here in a minute. But it's definitely happening. Reaching hundreds of millions of eyeballs in a wide range of inexpensive devices, monetizing those eyeballs with ads and services, which is what I just talked about a minute ago. The new ads that they're running in Amazon Prime, reducing Amazon's reliance on Android. Again, they're not going to be using Android anymore. They're going to use this OS that's based on their own OS, based on a Linux distro that they're making themselves, as far as I know. Enabling Amazon to innovate more rapidly. The latest Echo Show 5 is already running the new software platform, everybody. And also, the automotive versions of Amazon products are running the new software. Let's see. We've got some conversations going on in the chat. Welcome everybody who's here. I'm glad to see you here. Glad to see a good amount of people showing up. I'm going to be going over much more detailed information on this as we move along too. I just wanted to shout out to everybody, say welcome. The latest Echo Show 5, this is the biggie right here. So they're pushing this stuff on, and then there was a lot of information about the Echo Show a little while back that, oh no, we can't sideload stuff on it anymore, and et cetera, et cetera. Some people wanted the older Echo Shows because of that, and that was a thing. But really, to be honest, you just need to kind of just not use Amazon at all. You need to move in another direction. Amazon's, pushing itself in a direction that is not friendly to consumers. Also, the quality of their products on Amazon, to buy stuff on Amazon, has fallen off too. So that's a whole different story. This is about Fire TV products though, and what's happening in the future. And we can see the writing on the wall. Everybody needs to be aware of this. Amazon's has begun replacing. Here's another article from The Verge here. Amazon's changing its operating system. Amazon plans to replace Android-based Fire OS on Fire TVs and other devices with its new operating system. The new OS is reportedly an advanced development stage and could ship on supported devices in 2024. And it is. It is shipping on devices already right now. They're moving very rapidly with this. What's up, Two Phones? Skulls Playlist, everybody out there? Amazon's dropping Android. Amazon will ditch Android in all of its new devices, starting with Fire TV. Amazon launches redesigned Alexa app. It looks just like the Google Home app. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So, but some people say, well, the new operating system might still run APKs. The new operating system might still have a way for you to, no. And here's the reason why. A lot of people have kind of missed this because it's kind of new news, and I kind of want to do a separate I kind of want to do a separate video on this. But Amazon will discontinue Amazon App Store on Windows 11 on March 6, 2024. They've just discontinued the Amazon App Store. I want you to think about that for a minute. So they were partnered with Microsoft to give an App Store to Windows in order to run APKs. They're no longer doing that because they're not going to be supporting people being able to install APKs really through their app store anymore. It's going to be a whole different type of security and a different type of system. So they've had to break away from Microsoft in that. They did it pretty quick too. They haven't really been doing it very long in Windows 11. So that was kind of the nail in the coffin, so to speak, when I saw this news, to tell me that, hey, boom, everybody, you need to stop using Firesticks. You need to stop using Fire Cubes. You need to stop using Fire TV devices if you want to run any kind of third party or anything else in the market. So this is like another nail in the coffin right here that is definitely just absolutely crazy to me, that Amazon would do this particular thing. The very last devices that'll probably be hit with this particular thing will be the tablets, but that's coming. It's all coming, and it's already said, and all the Amazon devices. So this is important information. I wanted to do a live show, basically telling everybody about this because everybody needs to know. Everybody needs to know about this so that they can make plans going forward in the future, knowing exactly what Amazon is doing, because they've discontinued the App Store in Windows 11. They've already started shipping the new Echo shows with the new operating system, and it's very, very soon coming. Now, some people are saying, well, they made this new Fire Stick with 16 gig. Everybody was so absolutely crazy happy about that, right? Let me explain to you what's happening. This new operating system that they're designing is going to require 16 gig of storage. Most things require more than 8 gig. So what's happening now is Amazon put out that storage in that new Fire Stick because that's probably going to be one of the first devices that gets switched over to this new operating system. The other thing they did was they've continually making changes in the OS, making it harder. ADB debugging, they got rid of that. They got rid of they made it harder for us to get into development mode so that we have in order to be able to install things. They've continually been doing things the previous year, which also points us in the direction Amazon's looking to go. So for everybody who wants to know, get off the Fire Stick bandwagon. I mean, I don't know how much more evidence I can pour out there to you to show you the direction Amazon's going. And if you want a device that is going to be very limited on what you can watch on it and be filled with ads because they're pushing more and more ads, then that's the device for you. Have fun with that. Otherwise, look into some other options out there. There's plenty of other options. I'm not even going to go into those other options. That's for another video, another time for me to talk about other devices that would be good for you to go with. That's not what this video is about. This video is about making sure that you have the knowledge you need to understand what's happening with Amazon, and make sure that you focus on what you can do to switch and go in another direction. Now, if you still want Alexa, just buy some cheap Echoes, just the little round Echo units. You can still have Alexa, Dude, the cubes have all had USB, Russell. So if you didn't know, there's a little micro USB spot on the previous cubes. You just had to put a USB hub in there. They didn't give you a faster USB. They gave you USB 2.0 instead of 3. I did a whole video on the new cube when it came out, a live show talking about it. It was lame. They gave you Ethernet built into the box, but you already had Ethernet with Ethernet was there. They really didn't give you a whole lot more. They did give you a HDMI pass-through, which is kind of nice and useful in some ways. But, the new cube, in my opinion, was not anything spectacular. If you were able to get a second gen cube, then that would have been a good device for you to grab. The second gen cube will probably continue working for a few years. I'm telling people that are thinking about buying brand new products, or they have a fairly old Fire Stick and they're going to replace it, don't replace it with another Fire Stick. Spend your money on something else. There's plenty of other products out there. So yeah, why did they put the USB on the cube? There's always been USB on the cube. People just, get an OTG cable. That's all you needed. So, even the first cube that came out had it. And it's always been the same speed, 2.0 and slow. That's it. They should have upgraded it on the last cube to 3.0 at least, and they didn't do that. It was sad. Very, very sad. Because 2.0 USB is so old. I mean, it is out of date. They're up to USB 4 for God's sake now. You go out and buy a new ROG Ally, or you buy some of these other newer devices, these mini PCs. They're coming with USB 4. The bandwidth is astronomically faster for USB 4. We're not talking about a little bit faster. We're talking a lot faster. So anyway, let's see if there's any good questions. Anybody have any questions right now? I've kind of finished my little rant, my little informational PSA, and we'll move on to questions and answers now, and I'll try to help anybody out with anything they have a question about in the chat. They sell like hotcakes. Prime for me, just for shipping. Never watch Prime Video. That's just me. That's fine, B Davy. I mean, it's up to all of you to decide what you want to spend your money on. If you want to spend your money on Prime, that's fine with me. It's your money, not my money. You can do it whatever you want. I had Prime for years. I went away from Prime recently because the quality of the products coming from Amazon was just I saw a very dip in quality. And the fact that there's a lot of stuff that doesn't even have a name brand anymore. Really, really crazy to me. I'm just so I'm not going down that rabbit hole. That's a whole nother the Amazon store thing. That would be a whole nother separate video I would need to go into detail about. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with the Amazon store too. They're not making nearly as much as they used to. They've got more competition as well. That's partially why. There's a lot involved in the Amazon store. Um, Two phones, let's see, said, Yo, what's up? I am promoting you in the hillbilly community. No, thank you. Don't that's fine. You don't have to do that, Skulls. Um, that's very nice of you, but no thanks. Um, so Two Phone says what he uses. You could check him out. I'm sure he'll go do a video about whatever he's into and what he likes to use on his platform, and that's cool. He says he uses Clearstream TV, Play on Cloud. Hey, whatever you use, if you like it, that's absolutely fine with me. I don't care what anybody uses. All I'm doing is trying to warn you about what Amazon's doing in this video. That's it. Yeah, no, I will do a video on some replacement boxes, B Davy. That's definite. I do have a couple of boxes that I actually plan on doing videos on. And the problem is finding a good, cheap budget device to go into. A couple of them off the top of my head is the Own box. A lot of people should know about that. For however long that box still stays around in the stores available for you to actually buy. Then there is the TiVo device. There's a few others out there, obviously. Again, that's a whole nother video to basically kind of give the rundown on those devices and, what devices are a good price, good deal for doing a budget device. And then the devices that you really should buy instead of a budget device that actually jump up, to 2 times to 3 times the price, but they're much, much better, much more upgradable, much more options. Devices that have built-in capabilities for DVRing, connectivity, and devices that have a lot better capabilities along across the board. But then it depends on your budget and what you would prefer to go into when it comes to that. YouTube Premium's way too expensive. Way, way, way too expensive. I would not use YouTube Premium. I have a Plex Pass. Just if you're going to be a Plex person like I am, you should just get a lifetime Plex Pass. Find it on sale as soon as you see a sale anywhere under $100. If it's 80, 90, if you see a sale, just jump on it and just get it for the lifetime. If you're doing a Plex, I did a free Plex for a few years before I finally bought a Plex Pass, and even running Plex free is fine. Plex runs fine free. Most people don't have the need for what Plex Pass will give you, so I don't have a problem with people doing that. The Formula Z Pro Max 11. It's actually Formular. Um, with an ER, but the just so people get the spelling right if they go look that box up. But that is an excellent box, Arby. You're absolutely right. People make that mistake when they write down the name of the box all the time. Um, Google TV is good. I like Google TV. Google TV is a good OS. It's like Android TV OS, but I like it. I have a Google TV device hooked to one of my TVs in the house, and it runs very, very well. So I don't have a problem with people running Google TV. Bama fan in the house. What's up, Bama fan? Hope you're having a very good evening and good night. I ran. You have to. I've ran through all the stuff I wanted to talk about the Amazon devices, and so if anybody wants to catch that, rewatch the video here. I'm not just going to repeat the same stuff I've already said. So you know, but yeah, I mean, if people want to create their own collection, there's lots of ways to do that. There's lots of ways to rip your discs. There's lots of ways to download content, etc. So if you want to know more information on some of that stuff, join the Telegram group that's in the link in the description of this video. And I've actually got some videos there showing how I get some of my content for you guys over there. That stuff that I can't show on YouTube, unfortunately. But if you guys want to know more information about that type of thing, you guys can come on over there, and you know, I'm happy to answer questions for people, let them know about different options and so on and so forth. Oh, it's no problem, RB. I just want to make sure people know, because if somebody goes on to the internet to look up the box and they type it in wrong, maybe they might not find it. So, um, but that is an excellent option. There's quite a few options out there. The Me Cool boxes are also really good. There's many. Let's just put it that way. That are official boxes as well, that do also allow for side loading of other apps. So there's a lot of options for people out there. David, we can help you with that over in the Telegram group. Definitely. I can't go into detail on that in this show right now, but there is a variety of different ways that you can get to where you can install whatever you want to install onto that device. Yeah, Terriel, there's a lot of good Android boxes, like we talked about, going from budget devices like the Own box or the TiVo. Then you go up to other boxes like the Formular, and you go to the Me Cool boxes. There's a lot of them, though they're just a few. Um, but definitely that'll be a separate video that I'll do a video basically going over, and we'll just kind of boom, go bam 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 bam. I'll go through the different devices that I think are good options, and then you all can decide what is right for you, because everybody's got a different budget, everybody's got different wants. Like on one of my TVs, I've got a very cheap ONN box, does the job just fine. But on one of my other TVs, I got a Formula. I want to be able to do more on that machine, like access my home server, etc. So one of my TVs in the house is still running a second gen Fire TV Cube, and that is one TV that will probably have to be switched over at some point when they stop supporting it and when it doesn't work anymore. We'll see what happens with that. And then there's a bunch of the boxes that are standard Android. So your TV boxes kind of, when it comes to Android, kind of fall into two categories. They kind of fall into the categories of like Google TV, Android TV OS. Those are very similar. And then you got the other category, which is a OS that's basically a portable OS. It's the type of operating system you'd find on a phone. So your apps have to be compatible with that. Now, though, each of those devices have their strengths and weaknesses. They both do things the other device doesn't do. So that really comes down to you as to what you want to do with your device. Whether or not you want one of those devices that run on the portable Android operating system, or whether you want a device that runs on a OS made for a TV. Most people opt for the TV OS type because it's a little easier. It works better with a simple remote control, much easier to navigate and, do whatever you're going to do. The other side of the coin, though, is you can get some better specs and a lot more powerful box with some of the, for a cheaper price, with some of the ones that are running a mobile operating system. So it really depends on you as far as what you're going to do with the device, whether or not you want one of those devices. Now, you could get both. I mean, you could hook a couple of boxes up to your TV too. So those are options as well. So let's see. So in Skulls was mentioning the GT King. That's a high-end mobile box, and the 922 Amlogic 922 chips are among your higher-end chips. For those of you who don't know, the second gen Amazon Cube runs that processor inside of it, um, and it's a very powerful processor, very very fast. Yeah, the USB type, the type A that they added to the latest cube, whatever it is whatever. In my opinion, it's a nothing burger. They didn't upgrade anything. They didn't really add anything to that new cube to when it comes to performance. You still have the same Ethernet, the same USB, the same everything that it always had, except for you had to use a USB hub, which is nice. You don't have to do that. But if you want more ports, then you still got to. So let's face it, some good USB hubs are not that expensive these days. So that's definitely an option for people to go with. Um, So Google, Two Phone says the Galaxy Tab A8 has the Google TV setup. So the Google TV there's a Google TV section in the Play Store. They actually changed that around. You're not running the Google TV operating system. I mean, you could always change it to a more TV type of launcher uh, on a tablet like the Galaxy Tab A8, but that's a whole different thing. That's not running the TV operating system. They're two completely different operating systems. If you're running a mobile, if you're running a tablet or something, you would want to be running uh, the apps that are made for the mobile because the TV apps won't install anyway. You'll get an error. Well, they won't install. If they're made for TV OS or Google OS, they won't install it all on a Galaxy Tab A8. It's a different Play Store, as a matter of fact. The Google TV section, they separated that in the Google Play Store. So that's something a lot of people make a mistake about. The second generation Fire box was a very good box, Jan. Very good box, I have to say. If you're talking about the box or the cube, either one of those were really good devices. But the second generation Fire TV box was also a good device. Oh yeah, the original one had USB ports on it and all kinds of stuff. It was a really good box. But I recommend everybody move on from Amazon. Don't don't just make the switch. Decide now to decide to start figuring out what you're going to do. If you're currently running Amazon, decide what's going to be best for you moving forward. Do a little bit of looking into things, and this is just something to get everybody's mind, because I hadn't really seen a lot of people like really talk about this subject the way I talked about it right now, and really like laid it down for you guys. Like, you're not going to be able to run your old apps. It's going to be a new store. It's going to be a completely new operating system that will look similar to the old one. It's already out on the market now. They're already moving forward. They took down the Amazon store from Microsoft Windows 11, and it's just absolutely unbelievable the pace they're moving at making these changes. So, all right. Hey, everybody. I hope you've had a great night. I'm at the half-hour mark. That's about when I cut off. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you for showing up to this show. Hope you had a great time. Hope you learned something. Hope all of the information was useful to you. Go back to the beginning of the show. If you missed part of it, watch the beginning where I lay out all the information about the Vega OS and the Amazon Fire TV sticks and why you should be switching. And I'll see you again in the next stream. Maybe I'll do the next one. Maybe I'll do a video on boxes and so on, or maybe just something else completely about maybe something completely new about something else completely, because this is a complete tech channel. It's not just about streaming. So we will be talking a little bit about everything on here. Have a good one, guys.